It's about to go down. Canelo versus Caleb Plant. The weigh-in was all that. Very heated, very intense. We're going to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Listen, make sure you all smash the like button. I just want to give some thoughts on the weigh-in. Canelo Alvarez weighed in. He actually weighed more than Caleb Plant. 168 on the dot. Caleb Plant came in a pound under 168. Both of them looked in shape. Here's a side-by-side picture for y'all. And I want to talk. Caleb Plant looks dialed in. You know, Canelo's in shape too. Canelo was drinking Pedialyte or something when he was doing his post-fight, which is, you know, just standard. But I told people Canelo Alvarez is not as little as people think. Like, in terms of mass, he's a shorter, compact, squatty type of shape, but he's not what you would call just like undersized. And Amir Khan even hit people to this a long time ago. Canelo fought that fight with Amir Khan at 155, and Amir Khan said that Canelo rehydrated to the 180s. So that was years ago when he was in the lighter division. So now that he's fighting 160, then 168 and 175, I think this is more of a comfort zone. He doesn't have to drain as much, and he probably enjoys it because his body, there's no way he would have been able to stay at 154 as he got older. You know, when you get to that late 20s, 30 mark, your body starts to really change, and your metabolism and the production of testosterone and things like that. So Canelo Alvarez rightfully moved up, and a lot of people think he's so small. On top of him being a skilled fighter, he's not as little as people think, because again, he weighed more than Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant got all fights at 168 for the most part. Meanwhile, Canelo was at 160, fought Chavez Jr. at 164.5, you know, bounced around, moved to 175 for Kovalev, and then came back down. So we see, and Canelo came in bigger. So we see that Canelo's not tiny like people expected. I think it'll be a great fight. There was a very heated back and forth dialogue from both fighters. Canelo visibly looked annoyed, and he said, we'll see. You know, he looked, and that's why they had to keep that little space in between them, because it was about to go down. The first time when they did the press conference, they end up slapping each other and hitting each other, and you can't risk any of that ahead of the fight. This is a pay-per-view. I'll definitely be tapped in, and it should be a great fight. I think this is a very challenging fight for both fighters. I mean, you know it's going to be combustible when you have two fighters and neither one of them want to back down, because somebody got to be lying. Somebody is going to be put in a predicament that they can't get out of. You know, two people are saying, I'm going to beat you, and you meet in the middle. I mean, something's got to give. So that's the marks of a great fight. This is a great main event. I will be doing the Boxing Ego watch party. Make sure you guys tune in for that. And, you know, I'm just ready for the fight. Canelo's listed at 5'8". Caleb Plant is 6'1". Canelo has a 70.5-inch reach. Caleb Plant has a 74-inch reach, it says. So experience, we know Canelo has way more fights. He came up in Mexico, came up the old-fashioned work your way through club fights to where he's at now type of approach, similar to Julio Cesar Chavez, Orlando Salido, other guys who hail from Mexico who had to kind of pad their record and turn pro at 15 and just kept climbing up the charts. So should be a great fight. Anthony Durrell versus Marcos Hernandez is going to be on the undercard. I'm really just geared up and in fight mode. Caleb Plant seems highly confident. And the thing is, Canelo has beaten guys with an O, like Caleb Smith, but I really don't know if Caleb Smith was as confident, especially since it came out after they said that Caleb Smith had a 4-week preparation. This isn't the case right here for the fight with Canelo and Caleb Plant. Caleb had full time to prepare, And he has just a completely different style to Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith was very upright, and although he was tall, he was doing like basic combinations, and Canelo was able to read and see through all that. So I see these very poor comparisons in the world of boxing. Leave it to me. I said I can't leave boxing alone. The game needs me, right? And people have these piss poor comparisons where they say, oh, Canelo already fought taller guys and bigger guys and things like that. It's not just about fighting a taller person, because there's a lot of guys that are tall that don't fight tall, right? So it's not just you're tall. Robert Easter, he's tall. He's taller than Mikey Garcia, but Mikey Garcia controlled him at bay with the jab, kept him at bay. Paul Williams, he was taller than a lot of guys, but shorter fighter like Sergio Martinez knocked him out, right? And so on and so forth. I could do this all day. Jamal James recently, last week, versus Butiev. You know, these are examples of guys who are tall. So it's not just about having a height advantage. It's about having a height advantage and utilizing it, and knowing you have a height advantage and using your height advantage. Some guys are tall, but then they fight small. You know, they fight like they're real small and compact. That's a dope jacket from Caleb's wifey. And you fight all crunched up, and you know, you don't use your long arms or your reach advantage. Caleb Plant, he's a thinking man's fighter. He's a cerebral fighter, and he's highly confident, Olympic alternate. And I think he knows how to use his legs, his brain, and he knows how to use his mind and his hands. You know, so I think it's just a totally different fight. I think by the end of the fight, people will respect Caleb Plant's gangster. That's what I truly believe. So I don't know what it is. I think Canelo just has a lot of tribal fans and stuff, but people are completely giving Caleb Plant no hope. And I think this is an extremely difficult fight because styles make fights. And if you know the styles of boxing, if Canelo goes in there and just blasts him out, then he proved me wrong. But if it's a competitive fight, then I haven't been proven wrong. And I think Canelo, I mean, I can do this all day. Canelo's run with DAZN, majority of them guys they played their role. Caleb Plant is not doing that. He's ruffling some feathers. He's aggravating Canelo. He got Canelo visibly looking annoyed and mad, like, okay, we'll see. And we don't really see Canelo act like that. So to me, that shows that approach is working. Like, look at this is Canelo. I was born ready. Payday. You want payday? This is him. And he like literally looks real angry and hot-blooded and, you know, angry with everything. So it'll be interesting to see how this translates into a fight. Let me know how I did in this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. All in all, I think this is what boxing needs: meaningful fights. The weigh-in looked packed. Showtime's doing a great job. And then you got two fighters fighting for all the marbles. And, you know, Canelo has the name he has, and Caleb Plant has definitely done his part as the B-side to sell the fight. It should just be great entertainment. So I'm looking forward to that. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. And subscribe. And I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.